All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, Fresh Potato. And in today's video, I wanted to talk on this not so much a trend, but I guess it's more so a trend to talk on this particular topic lately, where men in Hollywood wearing dresses. And here's the thing, because it's funny because I'm watching this video. That's actually how this video came about. So I'm watching this video of Damon Wayans, where he was because I think he was on Shannon Sharp's podcast or talk show, and that it was brought up. And I remember it was an episode, I believe, of My Wife and Kids where he dressed up as a grandmother. So I think that's why he gave out the answer he did. Where and on top of that too, it's like, two of his brothers, they had probably one of the biggest movies of all time, where it was like men wearing dresses, but white chicks. And then, and there's probably friends of his where it's like they were known for wearing dresses in movies and stuff. So, and the thing is this, because I guess I look at the amount of different movies out there where they'll have actors doing some of the most craziest stuff. Like, I remember the one movie, I think it was called Four Colored Girls. And it was, I think that guy's name is Michael Ealy or something like that, but the scene where he dropped the two kids from the windows, and that's like, I guess, like, if it came down between a scene of me abusing kids or wearing a dress, I think we all know the obvious answer. I'm like, I know people will probably just be all like, oh, it's just a movie. It ain't like he really dropped a kid. Same with, I guess, like, when it comes down to, Tyler Perry Medea movie, or Robin Williams, playing as Mrs. Doubtfire, or the Wayans playing as the white chicks and things. Like, you got to look at it where it's just a movie, and people want to have like that conversation where it's degrading. But I'm like, fam, there are so many different movies out there where there's a lot of different scenes where I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more degrading than putting on, especially for comedy reasons. And there's movies out there where it's like they'll portray like something serious, and then it's showing somebody cross dressing and stuff. I'm trying to think, because I'm like, there might have been. Well, no, wait, then Ving Rhames did a movie like that where he was like cross dressing or something like that. It wasn't this supposed to be a serious movie, so they exist, but I don't think it exists more than comedy movies and stuff. So, but then there was a comment that I seen in the Damon Wayans video where I was like, I wanted to also talk on that, where the person was like, "Oh, nobody asked Denzel Washington to do a scene or a movie like that," and and that's why I was like, what I really wanted to talk on. So people need to understand that everybody is going to have their own taste of what movies they want to do and what movies that they don't want to do. And I'm pretty sure there's probably been a bunch of different roles that have been brought up to Denzel Washington where he's declined because that's not the type of movie that he wants to do. And I guess I kind of look at it with content creating. That's like looking at a content creator, or there's like a trend. Yeah. So let's just use the prank videos as an example where, YouTubers go out and about, prank random people, get themselves in trouble and all that. It's funny content, like everybody loves that type of content, right? So I guess like that would be the cross, like actors and male actors in dresses and stuff. Like that would be that line of work. You don't have to do it. Like, you very well have that rights to say, no, I don't want to do this movie. So I guess, like, putting myself in the mix, like, I have yet to do a prank video where it is getting me chased down roads, people pulling out weapons on me and all this other stuff, because I found a line of content that works for me to where I ain't got to do that. So, talking on Denzel Washington, he's found a line of work where he doesn't have to put on no dress in order to sell movies. And it's like, when you look at all the movies that this man done did, like if we could just say Training Day for an example, that's probably one of his biggest movies. It's a movie where people still watch it to this day. They quote it to this day. It's like it still gets talked about till this day. He had to put on no dress for that movie, because that's something that it's like, if it's not needed in the movie, or if it's like, because I guess like you guys sit down and think about it, where if it's like, if it's a scene or if it's a movie that's written out to where it's like perfectly written to where okay, it will make sense for his character to do that. But if not, then it's like why would his character do that? So yeah, I just think that when it comes down to, and it's yeah, you're comparing like if we compare Sean and Marlon Wayans to Denzel Washington, it's like yeah, they're good actors, Sean and Marlon Wayans, but they're kind of in a league of their own, and same with Denzel Washington. He's a good actor, but he's in a league of his own. It's like because I'm trying to think, I've never really seen too many. I've seen like scenes where Denzel Washington has been funny, but I'm trying to hold on for a second. Let's just see. Has Denzel Washington ever did a comedy movie? Because I feel like I haven't really seen him in too many comedy movies. Has rarely done pure comedy, but he starred in a few lighter films, most notably the 1993 comedy Much Much Out About Nothing. I ain't never heard of that. 1981 early Preacher Wife. That was which blend with fantasy and comedy element. That was a comedy. I feel like I watched that movie and I'm like I don't really remember too much comedy about that. Man, I don't know. Maybe I got to sit down and watch it again and stuff because I'm like funny and yeah, I'm like I don't really remember that being having a whole lot of comedy. But yeah, I just think that like yeah, he's more so cut out for serious movies. So it's like I guess like if we're calling him a content creator, it's like let's say he's known for doing gaming videos and stuff. Yeah, it's like why would he step out of his comfort zone or I guess like step out of what's worked out for him so he could do another line of content because it's like you got to ask that question, is it going to work for him? No, but there's other people out there where it'll work for them. So it's like that's why you'll see them doing that line of content rather than them doing gaming videos because they might not be all that good at gaming. So that's how I look at it. People, it's like you got to look at it from all angles rather than an angle that's just going to support your argument. But anyways, yeah, I just know that people they still gonna have their ill feelings. I know people if they ask me, there's like, would I do that? I'm like, if the movie is written out, right, like yeah, let's say if I'm, they're like white chicks too, and I'm playing as either Sean or Marlon's kid or something, then it's like I gotta like, yeah, it's like a cross-dressing SWAT team or something. I'm like, yeah, if they put a gun in my hand, they got me shooting and acting on. Yeah, I'm like, so because I just remember a teacher, she had asked me that back when I was in high school, and she was all like, for $1 million, while I put on a wedding dress, and I'm like, you're asking a 17-year-old boy to give $1 million to him. All he just got to do is wear a wedding dress throughout school. I'm like, do you not understand what $1 million can do for some people? I'm like, yeah, wow, you guys is all caught up on that. Meanwhile, I'm investing in businesses and all this other stuff, and I'm making more money. So yeah, I'm like, I'm not just gonna pass up $1 million. Now, if it's something where it's like I do feel, and I think that's just also talking on that to a person's comfort level. So yeah, there's some people that ain't really comfortable with that type of stuff, and then there's people that is. And I'm like, that's why you ain't seen it worked out for Martin, you ain't seen it worked out for Tyler Perry, you ain't seen it worked out for and then even on In Living Color, where it was like Jamie Foxx, where he was dressing up as a woman and stuff. So it works out for them and things. But then Jamie Foxx, I feel like that's an actor where it's like it's like his comfort level is all over the place because you'll see him do a serious movie, but then you'll see him do some comedy, and so it's like yeah, it's just his comfort level is all over the place. But if he's comfortable with it, then it's like fam, what's the problem? But and if you're not comfortable with it, again, what's the problem? Like, that's why I'm like, if you're trying to force somebody to do it, then yeah, that's the problem on the person that's forcing somebody to try to do it. But I just don't look at it where it's like if the actor is good enough for doing it, then it's like so be it. What's the problem? So but yeah, I just think that it's one of those conversations where it's like you have to understand, like, put yourself in that person's shoes and stuff. Like if you're cut out for that line of work, then it's like okay, then it'll work out for you. But if not, then yeah, it's like then yeah, you'll see it where that person is doing. It ain't like your career is gonna be over with if you say no, I don't want to wear no dress, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of actors that turned that down. Because I think Cat Williams, he said he turned that down when Martin Lawrence, he wanted him to be in Big Mama's house too, and Cat Williams was all like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And it's like it ain't like his career ended after that. He still got movies and TV shows and stuff. So yeah, I just think that some people, it's like they're and it's okay. It's like your comfort level. If you're comfortable with doing it, then okay, cool. But if not, then it's like there ain't no problem about it. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.